weekend.
Oh, it was pretty good. How about yours?
I am packed and crazy.
What about 43? Do we need to go over 43? Anybody need 43? And the answers, for some reason, did not post on Google Classroom, so let me give you the answers real quick. 43, you should have gotten D. Should have gotten D. Do we need to go over 43? Okay. 44, you should have gotten F. Do we need to go over 44? Yes? Okay. So let's see. We have A equals 2B plus 3C minus 5. What happens if the value of B is decreased by 1? What does decreased by 1 mean? Huh? Subtract 1. Very good. So you're going to take B and you're going to subtract 1. All right. What about the value of C increases by 2? What does that mean? Plus 2. Okay. So then you're going to distribute the 2, distribute the 3, and that gives you 2B minus 2 and 3C plus 6 minus 5. Do you see anything that I can do? What? Add the what? Uh-huh. And negative 5. Very good. What's negative 2 plus 6 minus 5? Use your calculator. Negative 1. Very good. Okay, so you go from 2b plus 3 minus 5 to 2b plus 3 minus 1. So what happened? Oh, 3c. Yeah, sorry. What happened? It increased by 4. Look, all you had to know was that negative 5 and negative 1, what's the difference between those two? Come on, guys, what's the difference between 5 and 1? 4. I have one person answering questions today. Come on, y'all know the difference between 5 and 1. What's the difference between 5 and 1? 4. What's the only one that's got a 4 in it? The F, right? You don't even have to worry about the negative signs. All right, what about 45? Does anybody need 45? Anybody need 45? Yes? Let's see. So 1 ounce of fertilizer is every 40 square feet of soil. At this rate, which of the following expression gives the number of gallons of fertilizer for a half an acre of soil? Okay, let's see. So I need to do a half acre. Oh, hold on. Let me do this differently. Okay, so let's do this. Which one does not, do we have any that don't have a half and 40? No. Alright, so let's see. We can mark out D, because you see where that 40 and that 0.5 are? Where are they at? They're on the bottom, right? I don't need them to be on the bottom. So let's see. That one's on the top. Let's see. 128. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me think about this. 128 is the fluid ounces. And 4356 is the square feet. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. All right. So how many square feet do we have? 40 square feet. And we need to figure out how many of those are in 4356. So let's take our calculators and let's see how many times that goes. 4356. Okay, so that is 1,089, which doesn't really help me much. What's the 128? The fluid ounces? Oh, okay, hold on. Right here. I completely missed this stuff right here. Okay, that tells us a lot. So I need to do the 128 times the 40 because the 128 is the gallons, right? That should help us narrow it down a little bit. Let's see, that one has 40 times 128. That one does. That one does. This one does not. E does not have that, so we can mark out that one. Okay. Then I need to have, let's see, 0.5 is how much? No, it already has 0.5. So I need to do 0.5 times the square feet, which is 4350. So does any of them not have that? A does not have that. And this one just has that one on top and this one on bottom. Let's see which one's which. This one is the gallons. This one is the acres. Well, I need the acres to be on top because that one's the one I'm trying to find. So the one I'm trying to find is the acres, right? So that's the one that needs to be on the top is the 43,560. Are y'all okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe let me think about if there's a better way we could do this one, and I'll come back to you tomorrow, okay? I think there might be a better way that we can do that one. Let me look at that tomorrow. All right, what about, let's see, the last one is, what, 46? All right, let's see. Restaurant has 10 booths. That'll seat 4 people each. If 20 people are seated in booths and no booths are empty, what is the greatest possible number of booths that we can fill with 4 people? Okay, you got 10 booths, right? Mm-hmm. And every booth has to have at least one person because it said none of them could be empty. So if every booth has at least one person, how many people is that? 10. So one person per booth is 10 people, right? Okay, got it good? Mm-hmm. All right, how many people did we have? 20. So if I've already used 10 of them, how many people do I have left? I already have 10 people left, right? Well, how many times will 4 people go into 10, how many times will 4 people in a booth go into 10? Twice, right? So we know it can't be F, we know it can't be G. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, but then I already had these people in a booth. How many people do I have left over right here? I got 2 people left over, and then I already had people in a booth. So I got 1 booth, I got 2 booths, and I've got this 3rd booth right here. So how many people was that? Let's see, it's not 2. That would be 3 booths. They have to be filled with 4. Yes, but it said... but we already have people in the other booths over here. Hold on a minute. So we got 1 already. Yeah, but remember, this one right here and this one right here were already there for my 10 people. I know, but this one was already here. So he can... Okay. Alright, look. Let me do this over here. So you had... How many booths do we have? 10 booths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Okay, there's already 1 person in each booth. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And we got 10 people left over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see how those are 3 now? Does that make sense? Maybe it was easier to do visual like that. Is that better? Okay. I forget how visual y'all are sometimes. Got to do visual things for y'all. Okay, here we go. You ready? Got your notes ready to go? Oh, y'all are quiet today because there's only half y'all in here. Okay, so we are on... Let's look back at Friday, though, okay? Friday we did page 4 and 5. And I gave you the answers on Google Classroom, and we worked on those together in class. But are there any that was like craziness that we need to go over? Number 5. Was that the one that only had one answer and y'all were getting 2 answers? Okay. All right, so let's see. What does subtraction mean to do? It means to divide them, right? So I have x squared minus 4 and x plus 2. Right here. Subtraction means division. I just divided those two. Okay, what is x minus 4? Excuse me, x squared minus 4. What can I do with it? Explode them? Split them up?
Yeah.
It's perfect squares. Very good. It's the difference of 2 squares, right? So before we can do that, why can I set these 2 terms equal? What's the only reason I can set them equal? Because they both have a log. Very good. So x squared minus 4 over x plus 2 is equal to 1. I can set them equal. This is the difference of 2 squares, right? So, how do I split up x squared minus 4? And what do you notice? Those go away. Very good. And so I have x minus 2 equals 1. You said add the 2. You are correct. And my answer is 3. Now, if you didn't do it that way, it's not a big deal. It'll work the other way. A lot of you multiplied by x plus 2 on both sides. But I think you should have gotten something like negative 2 and 3. Was that right? Or 2 and 3? Negative 2 and 3? Or positive 2? Negative 2? Okay, look what happens when you have negative 2. You ready? What's negative 2 squared? 4. And what's 4 minus 4? 0, right here. What was it? Negative 2. What's negative 2 plus 2? 0. And what's 0 minus 0? Is 0 minus 0 ever going to be positive 1? No, that's why your answer couldn't have been that negative 2. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, is there any other ones on the back, on the page 5 or anything we need to do? Speak now. Like the one right before we just did?
Mm-hmm. Wait, no.
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, let's go to page 6, which is our new stuff for today. You ready? Come on, y'all got to wake up on me a little bit. Field trips, I know for some. Some, let's see, 2 are out with cheerleading competition. And some are out on field trips, and I guess the rest are just out today. Yeah. All right, y'all ready? Ready? Come on. All right. So, can you read me that first bullet? Carnisha, can you read the first bullet for us? Okay, so my dad is a plumber, right? And he's not anymore. Now he's the state plumbing inspector for Alabama. Anyway, so he used to be a plumber, right? And he used to say, when I learned this stuff in school, and I would come home and we would do like math stuff together, and that's where I learned all my math skills from. And I was in Algebra 2, and I learned this one, and I was like, holy moly, this is crazy stuff, right? And he said, oh, I use this number every single day. Actually, he said, I use 2.718. And I was like, what in the world do you use that for? And he said that, you know how you have pipes that have big curves in them and stuff? And they have to figure out how to put those pipes in? Somehow or another, they use that number to calculate those arcs and those curves for their pipes. It's like the craziest thing in the world. But anyway, he didn't know it was called E. He just knew that he needed to use that number 2.718. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so there's a lot of people that'll tell you you never use math in this world, and they really do use math every single day. They just don't realize what they're doing, okay? So, it is referred to as the natural base E. So we call it the natural base, or we could just call it E, okay? Either one of those. We can either call it the natural base, or we could call it E. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. Why are we using the word E? Because we're talking about exponential functions, right? Get it good? Yes. All right. So why in the heck would we need to know about these? Because we need to know about opposites. What's the opposite of a positive? Negative. What's the opposite of square? School made you think for a minute, didn't I? What's the opposite of square? Square root. So now we're going to learn the opposite about logs and natural logs and e's and all that good stuff, okay? So right here it says the inverse of a natural base. What was a natural base again? E is called the natural logarithm. Oh my goodness. So what's the opposite of a log? A natural log, right? Or an E, same thing. Alright, so here's how we write it. You ready? The logarithms can be written as, we can either write it as log base E, right? Because those are opposites of x. Or the more common way to rewrite it is, look on your calculator. You ready? Do you see your log button right here? Right? The opposite of a log is right here. What does that say? ln. And ln, I don't know why they said ln instead of nl. But anyway, what is an ln? What is a natural log? Very good. So we can write it as ln. I really don't know why they do it ln instead of nl, but that's just what they do.
Log natural.
Log natural? They do it backwards?
Yeah.
What do we have? We have x. There you go. All right, here we go. So we're going to write each exponential equation in logarithm form. So, what's the opposite of an E? Is a log E, or we could say the ln. What's ln stand for? Natural log. So how do we get rid of an E? What's the opposite? Natural log. Not log, natural log. And that's perfectly legal as long as I do it to the other side. Very good. So if the natural log and the E are opposites, just like a plus and a minus are opposite, or a square and a square root are opposites, what happens to them? Thank you. They cancel out. And the whole purpose of doing that is because what's left? X equals, how do we say that? Natural log of 8. Very good.
Wait, is it cancel out of natural?
Because you had to do it to the other side. There's no E over here to cancel it out.
Oh, wait.
Just like if you have x plus 2 equals 7, right? You subtract that 2, they cancel out on this side.
Oh, so it's the natural and the E that cancel.
Yes, these two are opposites.
So they even on the same side?
Yes, they'll cancel out on this side because these two are opposites.
Okay.
Natural law, you have to do it to the other side though. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have to, like, plug in our calculator?
No, all it said to do was write. It didn't say evaluate. All right, number 2, here we go. I need to, let's see, rewrite that. Because it didn't say solve, right? It said rewrite it. So how do I rewrite an E? What's the opposite of an E? Natural log of e to the 5th power and the natural log of x. And what are the opposites? The e and the natural log cancel out, so I have 5 equals natural log of x. It did not say evaluate. It said rewrite it, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Are y'all okay? No, sure, all quiet.
Is that like the proper form for that? Like we have a natural log of
Yeah,
x?
yeah.
It doesn't have to be like x equals.
It didn't say solve. It wants you to rewrite these and learn how to get rid of these e's. It wants you to do. All right, here we go. How do I get rid of this e? Natural log of e to the x, and I got to do it to the other side. What are the opposites? What cancels out? Natural log of e cancels out, right? So I have x equals the natural log of 9. All it said to do was rewrite. It didn't say evaluate. It just said rewrite them. Got it good? Mm-hmm. Wake up, come on. Y'all with me? Yeah. All right, what about number 4? What do I do to get rid of the e? Natural log of e to the 7 equals natural log of x. What are the opposites? Natural log and e. So what's left?
7 equals natural log of x.
Perfect. Got it good? Yeah. Y'all okay? All right. Let's go to the next section. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to go backwards. Are y'all okay? Okay. So, what is the opposite of a natural log? Then e, right? Okay, so here's what you got to be careful of. You ready? When you do an e is a power. So that is going to be raised to the power of the natural log of x, okay? Make it pretty obvious. All right, same thing on the other side. So this is e to the 5th power. Are y'all okay? All right, what cancels out? What are opposites? Natural log and the e. If they cancel out, what's the only thing left? Perfect. All right. What about number 6? What's the opposite of a natural log? An e. So e to the power of the natural log of 10 equals e to the power of x. You get this one? All right. What cancels out? What are opposites? Very good. And what's left with the exponent right there? 10. So it's 10 equals e to the x. It didn't say solve, guys, okay? All it said to do was rewrite. All right, y'all try 7 and 8. See what you got. Y'all try 7 and 8. 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Not too bad, right? A little different, but not too bad. All right, what y'all get on number 7? Looks like you're already done. X equals e to the 2nd. So let's see, you did e to the natural log of x equals e to the 2nd. Those cancel out. Very good job. All right, what about number 8? What'd you get? 18 e to the x. Very good. Or should I say 18 equals e to the x? Y'all okay?
Yes.
Anybody lost? Pretty easy. A little different, right? It's a little different, a little craziness, but it's not bad. All right, here we go. Let's look at number 9. Now, what do the directions say on number 9? Solve. Okay, so do not let this freak you out. What would you do first to solve? Add the 4, right? All right, so if I add the 4, I get 6 e to the x equals 39, right? Now what would I do to finish getting x by itself? Divide by 6. Now this is the part that some of you need to physically divide by, okay? Because they don't divide evenly. When they don't divide evenly, for some reason, y'all flip this stuff around. Okay, is that a terminating? Let's see, that
6.5.
6.5? Well, that's perfect. That's a terminating decimal. We can use that. If it doesn't terminate, you better not use a decimal, okay? Now, how do you get the x by itself? I got to get rid of the e. What's the opposite of the e? The natural log. Very good. And those cancel out. So I have x equals the natural log of 6.5. That is my exact answer. Exactly, right? How do I figure out what x is approximately equal to? Very good. Hit the ln button, which is right next to the 4 button, right below the log button, 6.5. And since you're not doing anything else, you don't have to close the parentheses, but it's always a good habit. And what do you get? 1.872. We always do 3 decimals because that's what the AP test does, right? I know, but forget what it says. Forget that. Always do 3. In my class, always do 3. I thought I marked that out, but I guess I didn't. I seriously thought I whited that out, but oh well. Y'all okay? All right, let's do one more together. And then blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let's do... Which one you want to do? Why they all have 3s? I don't know why I just put those on. You want to do 11, you said? Okay. Well, let's do 11 then. Number 11, what would you do first? You would add the 5, so you would get 3e to the 2x is equal to positive 1, right? Now what? Divide by 3. Some of you physically need to divide by 3. There is nothing wrong with showing steps, people, okay? That is going to be a irrational number, so we're going to keep it as 1/3, right? Getting this? Okay, now how do I get the e to go away so that I can figure out what the 2x equals? Natural log, very good. This one was a good one to pick. All right, so let's see what's left. Uh-huh. And then what? Notice how I haven't plugged anything in my calculator yet? Why do I not want to wait? Why do I want to wait until the very last second to plug it in? Very good, Gracie. You get the most accurate answer. I don't know. I must have looked at the 3 and saw. I don't know. Keep me in check, Brinkley. All right, here we go. That's my exact answer, right? You just got to be a little careful when you plug it in. So hit the natural log. Right, you using our calculators? 1 divided by 3. Close your parentheses. If you don't close them, it's going to give you a wrong answer, okay? Then we can divide by 2. Ooh, what did we get? Wait a minute, we already know we got a negative. Why did we get a negative? Because there's a fraction, right? Remember we talked about the fractions? Do you remember talking about that? Ish, a little bit. What'd you get? Negative 0.549. I gotta squeeze that in right there. All right. Y'all do 10 and 12 real quick. 10 and 12. I'm gonna leave my pen right here so somebody can come work these out for us. And then 12. That should be pretty easy at first. Just nothing but regular algebra at first. Y'all okay on this stuff? Yes, sir. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the bottom section, but this time instead of dealing with e's, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with natural logs, right? So Emily put up number 10, which she got natural log of 9 divided by 4, which is 0.549. And let's see, Gracie, you did number 12, right? Gracie got x equals natural log of 2 divided by 2. You cannot cancel out these 2's, right? Because one has a natural log and one does not. So she got her approximate answer of 0.349. Right? Y'all okay? No. 347, sorry. Where did I get 9 from? 347. Okay, here we go. Let's look at number 13. Number 13. What could I do first to solve? And disregard that. Huh?
Is there like an exponent like it is a regular log? Or no?
3 like an exponent.
It's like a 3 like
No. This is a natural log, not a log. They're different. So how would I get rid of the 3? That is an awesome question, though. I didn't even think to ask that. Dang, y'all are good. No, the 3 is a regular 3 because it's not log, right? They're natural logs. They're different. So how would I get rid of the 3 in this case? You would divide. Very good. Bless you. It is not an exponent. When's the only time that 3 would be an exponent? When it says what? Log, not natural log. Get it good? Alrighty, here we go. So that is equal to 24 divided by 3 is? 8. Perfect. Now, how do I get rid of the natural log? You do an e, but look, that is an exponent, okay? So it's e to the exponent of natural log of 4x equals e to the exponent of 8. Y'all okay? Alright, what happens? What are opposites? The natural log and the e cancel out. So what's left?
4x equal to e to the 8.
Uh-huh. E to the 8th. Then what? By 4. Very good. So I get my exact answer is e to the 8th divided by 4. What is my approximate answer? So let's figure out how to plug that in your calculator. You ready? Do you see the E button? See how it's in blue right above the natural log? Oh, doesn't that make sense? Because they opposites, right? Does that make sense? They're on the same button? Just like the square and the square root are on the same button? Holy moly, so if I forget, I can just use my calculator. Got it good?
That's crazy.
I know. Alright, here we go. So you hit the blue button. You hit the natural log button. Do you get the e to the pop-up? Alright, so it's e to the 8th power. If yours is like mine, you have to hit that right arrow button first. And then you can hit divide by 4. If yours is not like mine, what must you use around it? Parentheses. If you have one of the yellow calculators that is not updated, if yours uses the little arrow, you have to use parentheses. Otherwise, you're telling it e to the 2nd power, because it's doing 8 divided by 4 is your exponent, okay? What'd you get? Whoa, that's a big number, right? It's okay. All right. So let's see. Let's do 3 decimals because that's what the AP test wants. So 745.239. Wait, 239 or 2340? Which one is that? Oh, that's 40. It should be 40. Why is it 40?
Because
Why is it 40?
there's a 9 rounds up to 4 and 4.
Very good. That 9 in front of the 6 rounds up the 4 to be a 5. The 5 rounds up the 9, which makes that a 40. Very good. Very good. Gotta watch those rounding. Okay, one more. Which one you want me to do?
15.
You want to do 15?
What do you guess?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what would you do first? First of all, is this an exponent right here?
No.
No. Why?
This is natural.
There you go. All right. How do I get rid of it?
No.
Divide by 5. Holy moly, it's going to be a fraction. Is it 1.6? Does it stop?
Yeah, it's 1.6.
And it's just 1.6 and that's it? Okay, well fine. We can use 1.6 if it stops. Let's just do that. Make it easy. As long as it stops. As long as it's not like 1.66666666666, right? Okay, now what do I do?
E to the natural log of 6x.
E to the power of natural log of 6x, and then e to the power of 1.6. Those cancel out. So I have 6x is equal to e to the 1.6. Divide by 6. Looks like y'all got the hang of this. Y'all are flying. Y'all got this? Yeah, it looks like it. I can tell when y'all don't look up and you're just doing your own thing over there. Alright, so here, let's plug it in. You ready? If you have the yellow calculators, if you're using one of mine, you have to use parentheses. If you have your own calculator, which most of you do, you do not have to use parentheses. Okay, but if you have the yellow ones, you have to use parentheses. Alright, what'd you get?
0.826.
0.826, very good. Okay, 2 more. Try the other 2. Alright, let's see.
Is there 7?
7, yeah. 7 through 8 is the next, and we're going to work on, it's not going to be homework. I'm going to go ahead and start on it today, though, and we're going to finish it tomorrow. Yes, very good. Alright, guys, if you finished, keep that paper handy so you can check your work, okay? But if you flip on the next page, page 7 through 8 is a review of 7.6 and 7.7, which we just learned today. We're going to start that today. We're going to finish it tomorrow. And then, you remember that page we did Friday? Huh? The 2 pages we did Friday. The 2 pages we doing today, they're going to be turned in on the day of the test for a homework grade, okay, together. It's looking like Thursday, but it may be Friday. I have to tell you. We only have one other section to do this.
So it's on Friday, can I take it before?
Yeah. Remember you done the powers? Did we do the powers? Yeah. Is it on the folder? No. I'm not in it.
So pages 4, 5, 7, and 8 are due on
4,
Thursday?
5, 7, and 8. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I had to think about page numbers. All right, anybody else need a checkpoint? Anybody else have a checkpoint they want me to check? A couple of us. Last checkpoint we did was that page from Friday. I gave it to you on Thursday. We did it on Friday. It should say, it's the handwritten one. Like this. Is that, most of you have it done already.
I'm confused.
What?
What is it?
You should have it.
Okay.
Bless you.
Okay.
Okay, what about 16? Carnation, do you have 16, baby? Can you put it up here for us? You get 4,000 and something? Okay. I'm going to put the key up on the board, okay? So if y'all want to come check it.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's the key right here, guys. If you want to come check it when you get finished. Yes.
So you just do.
So that's, you're right, that's 24 minutes. So the least cancel out. So you have 8.2 equals that, and that's all you need to do. Good. Everything on that page? Mm-hmm. And you're working on page 7 and 8 right now. Where's page 7 and 8? That's 5 and 6. 7 and 8 come right after this one. There you go. Which one did you want to know about?
Like, I don't know if I'm doing it like I just put it
No, we haven't learned this yet. This is what we did the other day. You have to rewrite this. Okay?
Oh, we already went?
Yeah, that's what we learned last week. This is 7.6.
Want to do this one?
Mm-hmm. Let's do the daily test. This is the new stuff. Okay, right now we're going to get you organized. Do you have another binder? All right, y'all check your work for number 16. Carnisha put that one up there for you. And then Mackenzie put up 14 for you. I know, we're going to get you organized because you can't find anything in that folder. Do you have another binder? Huh? No? All right, let me go get you another one. What you got, Wrinkly?